here with, to me, Hall of Fame, Larry Bowa. Larry, you know, state of baseball right now. Your thoughts on that?
You know, there's a lot of the stuff I like. There's, you know, I like the pitch clock. I don't mind the shift. You know, if you want to have two guys. There's some stuff like putting a man on second.
The ghost?
I don't like that, and I don't like the fact that if it's a clean slide, you should be able to break up a double play. I really, that was part of the game. You know, you're competitive. You got first and third. A guy hits a ground ball. You want to break up the double play. I don't like the fact that if you throw over twice and don't get him, it's a balk. But other than that, I mean, the game's a good game. You know, no matter what the rules are, it's still a great game to watch.
Larry, you know, every time I think of Larry Bowa, I always think of a hard-nosed ball player, man, that came in and played hard. In today's game, with all the money that the ball players are making, do you think that there's a way that they're a little bit more lax, that they don't go full throttle?
I think some do, but I also think some go full bore, no matter if they're making the minimum or if they're making $30 million. You know, I watch a guy like Mookie Betts. I love watching him play.
You got a guy here that goes all out also hard.
Bryce, I like the way he plays. I mean, I don't think everybody has that blasé attitude, but I think some people do. That's the part that probably bothers me the most, when somebody hits a ground ball and they trot to first. But for the most part, I think the superstars play the game the way you're supposed to. I watch Judge. I love to watch him play. You know, there's some guys that play the right way. There's a right way and a wrong way, and there's a lot of them that play the right way.
You know, talking about playing the game the right way, you obviously play the game the right way. And I was reading your comment, man, how pissed off you were that Rollins is not in the Hall of Fame, man. And to me, you know, I agree with you.
Jimmy said had a great career. You know, I was the first manager really on an everyday basis, and I watched him grow into a great shortstop. You know, hopefully the first time on the ballot, he didn't get his due justice, and hopefully this next time and maybe the time after, but he's got great numbers. And I was with Jeter in New York, and he's a great player, and Jimmy's right up there with Jeter, in my opinion.
Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of names that your thoughts on him in the Hall of Fame. Greg Nettles.
Another guy, man, great career. Now, sometimes I don't know the parameters of how you get in the Hall of Fame. Supposedly, back when we played, if you were one of the elite players for 10 years, you know, and you did everything, you had a shot. But now there's a lot of analytics involved. There's a lot of launch angle involved, exit velocity involved. But there's a lot of guys that probably should be in that aren't in.
How much do you think that it makes a player better with the analytics? I mean, I think it's not like you're going to go from here from a 220 right to a 350.
I agree with that. I think there's some analytics that's really good, and there's other, to me, it just clogs your mind up. I think in the minor leagues, you got kids just signing. You let them go out and play. Let them establish themselves before you start putting up what this guy throws when the count's 2-0. I think you got to let these kids, when they first sign, let them show their athleticism. Let them show what they can do. Let them show what they can't do. Now, as they progress through the system, and you think they're a prospect, you give them more information. But to throw that all at them, and as soon as they sign a contract, sometimes I think that's overload.
I can't agree with you more now. What would happen, let's say, when you were managing with your style of coaching? Somebody came up to you, well, you know what, this guy got to play, he's got a pitch count, you know.
I wouldn't have lasted very long. You know, I'm not into that 3 times around the lineup. If a guy's dealing out there, and you know what, if you watch our team, we got guys that are going in the 7th inning almost every night, which I think is great. Not only does it help your bullpen in July and August and September, but these guys get to throw pitches and they get to go through the lineup 3 times. But there's so much emphasis on velocity that some of the pitch count. I don't know who invented that. When it reaches 100, you're done. I mean, tell Seaver that, tell Bob Gibson that, tell Steve Carlton that, tell all those great pitchers. They'd look at you like you had Nolan Ryan. One game he threw 180 pitches. I mean, I look at those guys, and they all basically went through their careers without major operations, too.
You know, one time Catfish Hunter told me, he goes, look, man, the only reason why a lot of the people are in the bullpen is because they don't want you to start to begin with. And now,
back in the day,
everybody has to have like a specialty. Well, we're going to have a specialty. You got to be cringing when they say, oh, we got to take this guy for left and right situation.
You know, you're right. Back in the day, if you were in the bullpen, you know, and I know times have changed, and you were a bullpen pitcher, that meant you could start over the guys who are throwing out there. But now, like you said, everybody's got a role. But again, I keep using our team. We got 3 guys down there that could close, which I love, you know. When you have that option to change, if a guy throws 25, 30 pitches on tonight or last night, you got somebody else that can close. I like that. And the fact that there's 12 now pitchers, a lot of teams have 13 pitchers. And the philosophy is, for a reliever, throw as hard as you can for 1 inning.
For as long as you can.
And see what happens.
Listen, Larry, thanks a lot for your time and courtesy, man. It's an honor, man, just to be around you, brother.
Well,
and
I appreciate that.
if I had anything to say, you'd be in the Hall of Fame, brother.
I appreciate that.
Be safe.
Thank you. Okay.
Hola mis amores, solo paso por aquí para decirles que quiero que se suscriban al canal de Las 5 Esquinas.